So I'm just going to share a bit with you now about why I think it's great for a small business owner to join a membership organisation, and in particular I'm going to focus on the FSB, the membership organisation of which I'm involved, and why I found that really valuable, and hopefully persuade you that it's something worth investigating and joining for yourself. So I'm going to talk through a bit about the FSB, what it does, what the benefits are of being a member, and also a bit about what I've gained from it and my experience of it. So the FSB is something I've been a member of for many years, and let's just start off by looking what you get as an FSB member. What is it all about, the organisation? Well, as an organisation, we've got over 165,000 members. We're the UK's largest business group, and the members are all individuals, so small business owners, self-employed, people who live and work in their communities and really are the economic drivers for our country. While each individual business is small, together they make up a large proportion of our overall economy as a country and are really important. And as an organisation, we're non-profit. Our mission is to help small businesses achieve their ambitions. So we want to help small businesses grow, develop and achieve what they want to out of their business that's right for them, for their business, for their lifestyle. Collectively, and part of the reason therefore for being a part of a membership organisation and supporting organisations like the FSB is that by coming together we get a more powerful voice to government. I've already mentioned, individually perhaps we wouldn't be seen as having a strong voice, but when we come together collectively we have a very powerful voice to government that wins changes that help small businesses. We provide an essential range of services to all our members that can help them access services that would normally perhaps only be accessible to larger businesses with a larger economic spend. And we connect business people together with opportunities, events, and a variety of things like that. And that's really important. When you're a small business owner, you often feel perhaps somewhat isolated, especially when times are challenging like they are right now. And so being a part of a membership organisation, going to networking events, getting involved with other small business people, sharing experience, learning from each other, and just knowing that somebody's got your back as a small business person is really helpful when you're going through difficult times. And that's certainly one of the main reasons I've been a member of the FSB for many, many years. So let's just focus on the first of the three things that I looked at, a powerful voice to government. I'm just going to share with you some of the ways that we have really helped small businesses through our voice to government. So this is some of the achievements in 2019. 2020 has been a little bit different, shall we say, from the type of engagement and the things we've been working towards as an organisation. But we're the #1 business group for MP awareness and favourability. We've produced a great number of policy reports, briefings and consultations. We've been really instrumental in trying to tackle the challenge of late payment to small businesses. We've had a significant campaign around potholing, and I'll come on to that a bit more in a moment, around potholes and the challenges that is. We've been looking at maintaining VAT thresholds, looking at business rates, looking at HMRC fines around making tax digital, driving engagement with apprenticeship and looking at how we can do various elements of that, crucially around looking at the co-investment. How do we make it more affordable and accessible for small businesses? So a wide variety of things that you can see there that we've been involved in. So let's just focus on our campaigning. So as an organisation, it's probably hard to miss us these days on mainstream and local media, both the TV, radio and local press, both the national and the local, on all of those. And so there's just a few shots of some of our campaigns and some of the coverage that they've gathered during recent times. Here's a campaign that we ran in 2019, worked really well. A big issue for many small business people, we tend to make local journeys. We're not making big haulage journeys or things like that. We tend to be serving local communities. And so actually local roads are really important. And I probably don't need to tell you the poor state of some of those roads. So this was a campaign that we ran. It got coverage on all of the major newspapers, TV coverage, local and national, and off the back of it generated a response from the government around looking at getting more funding into maintaining local roads and dealing with some of those potholes. So that really shows that the voice collectively that we have as an organisation can make a difference for what may seem perhaps minor issues for government, but can actually make a really big difference to the day-to-day lives of small business owners in our local communities. I also mentioned at the start we have a range of essential services for business owners. Here's just a short list of some of those benefits and ways that we can help small businesses. I won't go through those in detail. You can read those yourselves. They're all available on the FSB website. Some of the key ones: legal protection 24 legal advice helpline. Again, as a small business owner, you probably may not have the funds to access a top line business lawyer. You may not have a member of staff who can be there to keep you up to date on legal issues. So having the backup of a legal helpline is really helpful. It's something I've made a great deal of use of over the years for myself. Same with tax advice, to be able to get up-to-date information and to represent you in the event of a tax investigation and things like that. Many small business people employ a small number of people, and you need up-to-date documents for all of that. Great resource for that, and I've made use of that. So just a few things there that have been really helpful, that I can really say have made a difference for me in my business, to have the access to those without a high price tag in my day-to-day running of my business. Another one to highlight on there is FSB Care, and that's access to a personal nurse advisor, including mental health. And especially at the moment, many small business owners are really struggling with their mental well-being, with all the challenges that they're facing. So again, having access to resources like that otherwise, especially when you're going through challenging times, you may not be able to afford, is really important. There's some around finance. I'll just highlight particularly pensions. There's a lot of legal compliance there, really important, and a funding platform. Many businesses are looking for funding. And cyber protection. Many businesses, it's crucial at the moment. They've got good protection in the event of a hack or something like that happening on their business. So that's just a few of the finance ones. One of the things we've been really instrumental of doing of late is hubs, and of course the big one at the moment on a particular issue has been of course COVID over the last few months. And so it's a really useful up-to-date resource giving the latest information and guidance to small business people so they know they're acting in the right way based on what the government are telling them. And that has seen a lot of traffic, and we're having a lot of calls to our legal helpline and others around this issue, as I'm sure you can understand. But that's a really useful resource for our members. So what else do we do? Well, we've got our voice to government, we've got our voice, our services and a support for our members, but we also have very much embedded into local community and a local voice as well. So we have a range of local activities. At the moment, of course, most of these are happening virtually rather than face-to-face, but networking, expos, workshops, roundtable discussions, awards. We have a local voice, so as well as getting coverage in the national media, a lot of our engagement is with local media. And that makes a real difference with our local MPs, that they hear about us on there and therefore engage with us because of that. Locally, we're involved with the West Midlands Combined Authority Business Advisory Group, and we have great engagement with all the local authorities and MPs to really make sure we get the voice of small business heard. If you want to get engaged with some of our events, and many of our events you don't need to be a member to come along to, you can access them for free, many of them. We're out there to support the small business community at large, not just our members. So do take a look at the FSB events section on the website and come along to one of our events virtually at the moment, which is great. You don't have to get up quite so early for a breakfast meeting, and you can more easily fit it into your day. I said I'd share a bit about where I've seen a benefit and what I've enjoyed about being a member of the FSB. So I've already mentioned one of the major benefits has been being a part of a community and just having other business people to share my challenges, frustrations and the highlights of running a business. Because often, while I've got friends and family, many of those don't, in fact most of those don't run their own businesses. And so having a network, them talking to them about some of this, they don't quite get it in the same way. Whereas having a network of other business owners has been really helpful to share and support and encourage one another. And of course, opportunities to sell and share commercial opportunities together as well. But I've got quite actively engaged with the FSB, and that's one of the great things about being a member is if you want to, you can get more actively involved. And I've been really interested and passionate about making the voice of small business heard, to really raise the profile of small business and get them more heard by local and national government. And actually in the end that's taken me all the way to being involved with the FSB both on national from a policy perspective, but also I now sit on the board of directors of the FSB. But I've just shared a few pictures here of some of the things I've been involved in. So it's given me opportunities to visit the House of Commons, to chair round tables with MPs from our region, but down there in the sort of seat of power, if you like. I've been involved in BBC television, rather unexpected breakfast show appearance at the local showground actually, but I think it's probably the only time ever that I will share the morning TV slot with a sheep who's on the also there with somebody who's being interviewed as well. So I'm not sure, probably the sheep was the more exciting draw than I was. I've got involved in some fundraising for the National Chairs charity, and I cycled from Blackpool to London to raise money, but also to raise the profile of the FSB and to engage with local members across the area as I was cycling down. It was a really fun but rewarding experience. I've got the chance to talk to local and national politicians on various issues, and including international engagement as well. So not that long ago, I went to the Australia Embassy to have a discussion about what were the opportunities for small businesses in the UK to trade with small businesses in Australia, and how could we learn from each other as well. So a real range of opportunities and things that if it wasn't for being a member of the FSB, I would never have got the chance to do. So by getting not just involved as a member, but getting more actively involved, I've really been able to gain a lot. So if you do want to know more about the FSB, then do visit our website. Lots of information on there. But also, I would just encourage you to come along to one of our local events and get to meet us, get to find out a bit about what's happening in the local area, and get to be a part of a community that really has your back in what have certainly been and continue to be really challenging times for us all. Thank you for listening.